Hello, everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to Takt of Destiny. It's very early here, the sun has barely risen, the birds are just about starting to chirp, and yet it's still dark outside. But I guess some sunlight is better than none. I might be a little bit sleepy, but it is what it is. I hope that Tact Up won't let me fall asleep during watching it. Um, Today's episode it looks like it will be fairly exciting, judging by the couple of cliffhangers really that we got in the previous episode. One of those cliffhangers is that angry gaze that Heaven gave Anna's sister, I believe she is. I can't remember her name. Actually, is she listed on Mal? If she is, then I will remember her name. Not on the front page, but no, she is not listed. So I'm just gonna refer to her as Anna's sister. The second cliffhanger is that there is something more to Destiny, to Tact, and to their bond. Something that not even Anna's sister is yet certain of. She still needs to run some tests, some calculations, some simulations, stuff like that, to fully figure out what the hell is wrong with them. One thing for certain is that they are devouring each other, and their lifespan is shorter, and gets shorter with Destiny using her abilities. That's just the reality of it. And the third cliffhanger, probably the most important one, is that Lenny is supposed to tell us the truth, whatever that truth might be. Um, I did some speculations in the previous episode, but I'm honestly not sure of anything. Anything can happen, and I wouldn't be surprised. Orange and lemon. Yeah, besides that, we got a little bit of nothing moments. I believe that's how I referred to them in the previous episode. But after I thought about it for a while longer, those weren't nothing moments. They re-established, or rather, reinforced the already established fact that Destiny is very much a human, right? That she's not just a Musicart, some artificial created being, but she is her own person, and that was reinforced in that episode. Uh, there was. No, there wasn't. I wanted to say that there was a little bit of a hint at some romance between Tact and Destiny, but no, I think it's just how Anna wants to see it because her and her sister decided to play the Cupid and get Tact and Destiny closer together, something like that. I think that was the plan. Yeah, and not much more besides that happened. Not from what I can remember. Um, except Tact's newfound goal, I guess, his newfound motivation to bring music back to the world. If he can do that, even if it costs him bits and pieces of his life, even if every use of Destiny's power costs him a month of his life or whatever, he wants to do that to bring music back into the world. He'd rather die early, but with music being present in the world, than continue living in a musicless world. And that's something that Tact was missing throughout the whole series. motivation. He was just along for the ride to fix quote unquote destiny, to fix Cosette. No, now he actually has motivation behind his actions. And yeah, now I think that's it. I cannot wait what we're gonna see in this episode. Episode 10, 11, 12. We have 3 episodes left to wrap things up somehow. Will someone die? I don't know. Maybe, perhaps. Despite everything that has happened, it doesn't strike me as the anime that would kill off any named characters. I don't think Lenny would die, or Titan, or Valkyrie, or Destiny. I don't think anything like that would happen. But hey, uh, come on. Okay, I was wrong before about this very anime, so anything can happen. I should just stop rambling and we should start watching instead. How about that? Come on, where are the subs? Oh, there they are. Nice. Okay. Uh. Oh. Ooh, sorry about that. I hope my limiter worked as it should, and me poking my mic didn't damage your ears. I don't know what word I was looking for there. Okay, regardless, and without any further rambling, I'm making sure that it is episode 10, and it is indeed episode 10 of Takt of Destiny, version by Sabs, please. Yet again, is gonna be starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Chapter 10, Lenny, Master and Pupil. Was Takt's father the master of Lenny, and Lenny was the pupil? Yep. Cello or viola? Okay, we're getting Lenny's backstory. Damn, he's ripped. I did not expect to see Lenny's backstory. Again, I'm being surprised by this series. Huh. I really did not expect that we get to see Lenny's backstory. I had no idea that his backstory was any sort of significant, honestly. But apparently it is. So, hey, let's see what's the significance. I would probably go towards the trope where Takt's father was Lenny's teacher, and now Lenny will be Takt's teacher. But we don't really have the time for like a master student arc, do we? If it was a 2 core anime, then maybe, but it's a single core. And I don't even think it's like 13 episodes. I think it's regular 12 episode core. Hmm. Yeah, we'll see. And whatever happens, we're gonna discuss it after the reaction section, as always. Oh, that's a nice breakfast. And I guess we're not getting his backstory. Or is it? And my cat just rolled on her back, exposing her belly. Promise. Talk to me, Lenny. All those vague promises, those vague truths. Just tell me what's going on. Yeah, please. Uh, kinda. We didn't really have the time to establish that kind of relationship between them. Okay, time for you and your family to get out of the city, but I have a feeling that this phone will somehow prevent her from doing that. It's probably her sister calling, isn't it? Okay, so there is a little bit of a romancy thing, but not really. Yes, I want to know the truth as well. Yes, it's high time. Motherfucker! Sagan! What's the significance of Kenji Asahina? Figured what out? Come on! Are we not gonna learn the truth? Okay, so Sagan is the mastermind here after all. Yep, the whole Symphonica is bad. It's not just Schindler after all. It's the head of the fish that's rotten. Looks like her hand has healed. Okay, what's Takt's significance here? Because that's another thing I don't know yet. Oh, something happened with Takt's father. Did Takt's father die because of Lenny? Ooh, something like that. Okay. Yeah, we all learn our entire lives. Okay, so they had a nice student-teacher relationship. Okay. Uh, well, mission failed because this event is now being referred to as the Boston Massacre, not as the Concert of Hope. The tuning fork. Kenji's dead. Hmm. And that's how he decided to become a conductor for a Musicart to fight the D2s that killed his master. Yeah? Sagan? Sagan. Okay, so it's something you're born with, perhaps? And we're meeting Titan. Lenny was a very different man back then. Yeah. And that's why Titan is so cheaper. Until shit gets serious, because then she gets serious as well. That feels like a death flag for Lenny or for Titan. Shit. I know that I said that I don't think anybody will die, but maybe someone will. You want. Ooh, the tuning fork. And that brought us out of the flashback. Wait, forest? Park? Did we move locations? And Hell joins the Heaven joins the battle. Oh, that's a cool weapon. I guess even if it's a magic weapon, you still have to reload it. Please do. Yep. Time for like second henshin or something. And let's get a certain win. Ooh, that's smooth. Oh! The corruption spreads. The sound design. I love the sound design of weapons and attacks in this series. Yeah, they have no shield. And Takt passed out. Okay. So he didn't have much life left in him, I guess. Okay, what happens now? Titan. Lenny? Lenny. She has more bullets though. So your sacrifice is in vain because she can just go around you and shoot Takt. I guess she's not doing that for dramatic effect. I guess that's a death flag for both Lenny and Titan. Second Henshin. Right, we didn't see Titan glowing yet. We didn't see her transform her weapons either. It seems like she can akimbo her shotguns. Okay, what's going on? Yeah, how did she get this second henshin? What? What's with the fucking stigmata? Stigma, I guess. What's Sagan's motivation? Ultimate shotgun works? I guess we got rid of Heaven at least. Should have probably shot Sagan though. And Sagan is falling back because of course he is. That's the kind of villain he is. And I'm guessing Heaven is not done yet. Will Titan die or will she become Takt's uh, Musicart? Call an ambulance? No? Okay. He swore that he will be back one day and will help Takt with everything he has, or something like that. Okay, that's that was his promise. Probably. That's the end? That's the end. Well, that episode felt like 5 minutes, not 20 odd. So they did kill off a character, huh? Okay, he's joining his master in the afterworld. Okay, I did not expect that, honestly. I did not expect what we've just seen. I guess let's go through it again. And hmm, is there anything that needs to be said about it, honestly? Master and pupil. So I guess it was referring both to Lenny and Takt and to Kenji and Lenny. We know that Lenny knew Takt's father. Happy breakfast. Yeah, Maestro, let's have a lot more meals together. So many death flags. So many death flags that in retrospect, I'm not surprised that one of them died. I probably expected Titan to die more than Lenny. But I guess Titan is a Musicart and Lenny is just a human, not even like a super powered one, the way Takt is. Yeah, Lenny will tell us what's the story, but here comes Sagan. Here comes Sagan out of fucking nowhere. You should have probably met in some, I don't know, underground bunker or something, not in a park. For you are the son of the rooster Kenji Asahina. What is Sagan's deal? That I do not understand. He seems to revere Kenji Asahina almost. He seems to almost revere Takt as the son of Kenji, and yet he killed both Kenji and now he was aiming to kill Takt. What's his deal? Is he simply a psycho? Or does he have an actual agenda? If it's the former, then I will be very much disappointed because that's probably like the worst, the weakest, the most lazy kind of villain you can create. A villain who's a villain for the sake of being a villain or for the sake of some delusion of theirs. A villain who's a villain because he believes that wiping out all of the humanity will bring their mother back to life or something. No, I guess that at least gives them some motivation. Sagan doesn't seem to have motivation, or at least we don't know of his motivations yet. He just seems deranged, and that's the kind of villain he is. He just likes killing people with D2s, I guess. That's his deal. Okay. Everything I've been doing was to confirm whether or not it was true. If we don't stop him here, even more horrific things will happen. So we're just confirming what we already knew, that the entirety of Symphonica, well, perhaps unknowingly, but knowingly, at least Sagan is evil here. But here, it will be a shame, but he's not indispensable. First, he has so much reverence for Tact to even go to the lengths of stripping Schindler of his rank, of his everything, and shutting him in some madhouse. And now Tact isn't indispensable. I don't know what Sagan's deal is. What I do know is that this episode has some great animation. Still trying to make amends. Became a conductor to atone for that. Atone for what? None of what happened was Lenny's fault, unless something was yet again not shown to us. Something was yet again not said. Something that should probably have been. But from what we were shown, Lenny was simply attending that concert. D2s attacked, the concert hall collapsed, Kenji Asahina was killed during the event, and Lenny himself was hurt severely. What does he have to atone for? I don't know. I have no clue. Now we know why Kenji is so glorified, so widely. He really is a great guy. He really is a great person. I'd like to say that it's kinda artificial, but no, it's not. It's very much genuine. I guess it might be a little artificial in the context of this series. Like, Kenji was created as this sort of universally good human being, right? That if someone were to kill him, then that someone would be the universally bad being. I have a feeling that this is what they're going for here, kinda, sorta. And I'm not sure if I entirely like it or not. But yeah, I'd like to learn from you just as you're going to learn from me. I found that to be true when giving lessons when I was in college, giving lessons in like logic, maths, physics, and stuff like that. I was learning while teaching. So what he says is very much true. I'd like to learn from you just as you're going to learn from me. A mutually beneficial relationship. He's a great teacher and a great person. Is there any way you'd reconsider? And of course, he wants to give a concert despite the threat of D2s. Again, none of that is Lenny's fault. The people are paralyzed by fear and anxiety, and people need the light of hope. It's my duty to tell everyone that through music. He didn't think of the eventuality that he dies and the whole event doesn't become a symbol of hope. It becomes a symbol of hopelessness. He did not think that true. True. He did not think that through. Hmm. And yeah, the concert hall is all collapsed. Takt is calling out to his father. Tosan, Tosan. I wonder if I could be someone's light too. And apparently Sagan himself just comes in, says you have the natural disposition for becoming a conductor. What was it called? Like exalted youth? Some bullshit like that that conductors naturally have within them. Apparently apparently that's how conductors are picked. They aren't just random people. I don't know. It just works, I guess. Here we meet Titan, and yeah, I'll be smiling for us both. Look how good of a girl Titan is. You wouldn't want anything to happen to her, would you? It would make you cry if she was hurt. That's the oldest trick in the book, really. And Lenny promises her that he will smile. And they've been fighting, they've been spending time together. And that's the end of the Great D2 War, or whatever it was called. That's. Yeah, they went into dormancy. But oh no, the tuning fork, and we're back here. We're just back here fighting. And it's some great fight scenes, as always. The choreography, okay, this a little less, a little bit slidey PNG, but hey, in motion it looks much better. And yeah, Heaven just uses an umbrella as her weapon, as both a shield and a weapon. And of course, the smears. The smears are like the signature element of this series. From umbrella into this blunderbuss looking gun in a single smear. That's a great way to handle transformation, actually. Yeah, you don't mask it with like a flash or some elaborate reshaping animation. You do it in a smear. 1, 2, 3, 3 frames, and from an umbrella it turns into a blunderbuss. Machine gun blunderbuss kind of thing. Titan was hit. A little bit of a speech, and we're pulling out the big guns, and we're seeing again some nice animations, some nice smears. That face. That face. I probably shouldn't be going through the smears because it kind of takes away from the seriousness of this episode. Uh, hold on. I need to screenshot this. Ah, swiggity swooty, I'm coming for that booty. Oh, I love that face. But yes, of course, the corruption grows and Takt's power wanes. I love the sound design. I've been mentioning it time and again. The sound design of their weapons, of their powers, of their movements. So crispy, so visceral, I would almost want to say. But it's inorganic, so I don't know if visceral is an actual term to use here. Unleash the sound! And she does. And her doing so doesn't seem to phase them all that much. Like, sure, Hell loses her umbrella, but apparently it's not the only weapon she has. And here, of course, as Takt passes out, Destiny's powers just go poof. Yeah, that was mentioned in the previous episode that they feed off each other. And if there is no host to feed from, Takt, then there's no power. We still don't know the mechanics of it. We still don't know why it happens. We still don't know how it happens. We still don't know anything. Because this anime just doesn't explain shit. But it happens. And it happened. Takta Sahina, yada yada yada. Allow me to give you an ovation. That's some nice animation. Oh, the smoke. What happened to Titan here? Oh, yeah, the gun. The tiny little umbrella with a gun. Sure, I'm down. Why not? Of course, Lenny takes the bullet. I have expected Titan to take the bullet, or in this scene when she was so shocked. Yeah, in this scene, I have expected this. I have expected like a pan down and her chest being pierced by like heaven's umbrella. I have expected that, but no, it's just Lenny sacrificing himself. And the heaven decides to kill Lenny instead of walking around and shooting Takt because none of the villains in this series are rational. Ah, god damn it. If you know any anime that has rational villains, let me know in the comments. I'm dying to know. I'm dying to watch some anime with rational villains. Uh, and Heaven gets the order to back out. And we're giving a performance. Titan lets her loose. And we're seeing even more beautiful animation. The colors, the flashes. I love Titan's hair, by the way. How it goes from orange through red to blue. That's smooth. And yeah, the effects are, yeah, it's interlaced, kinda. I don't know if it's the best term to use here, but on one frame, the effects move, on the other frame, characters move. Effects, characters, effects, characters. And that ensures that you don't have to animate anything here on once, so you're saving on the effort, and yet it does create the smoothness of being animated on once. Now, Titan pulls out a second gun in mid-flip or something. Yeah. Pulls out second gun out of thin air. And she's powered up. Very much so. I love her face. I love her expression. Titan is powerful. I have a feeling. I have a feeling that the power of a Musicart might somehow be tied to the conductor's love for music or something along those lines. That's why Destiny is so powerful. That's why Titan got basically like a second henshin and then a third henshin because Lenny's love for music is so strong. That tells me that there perhaps is even more potential in Destiny. She can get even stronger. And her and Titan might eventually overpower Heaven and Hell. Because I don't think Sagan has much love for music. He seems like the kind of guy who doesn't actually have like genuine love for anything. Notice how, so far from what we've seen, only Destiny glows and Titan glows after her second henshin. Or should I say after her first henshin, because she's normally always in her henshin form, in her Musicart form. But neither hell nor heaven do. Even during a fight like this, neither of them glows. I think I might be onto something. I think I might be. And heaven just has another weapon suddenly. But you don't fuck around with Titan. Oh, I love this. I love it. It's multiple impact frames. Oh. One impact frame, back to normal, the blast, another impact frame with red and black, another impact frame with black and white. Oh. Oh. I love what they did here. Like, usually you see like single impact frame. You see like something like this used before a big hit, or something like this, or something like this. This scene uses all three of them. And puts like a regular frame in the middle. I love the effect it creates. Upskirt? No upskirt, bummer. Yeah, Lenny drops his baton. Wait, is his no, I thought for a moment that his right hand is like reversed, that he has left palm on his right hand, but no. Yeah, I guess you can bend your hand like that. Sure, okay. I forgot anatomy for a moment. Pain and joy are becoming one. What's this shit? What's this stigma? What? Answers, please. Answers, please. Is he scratching a wound in his hand? Are his stigma opening? Is Sagan Jesus? Wouldn't surprise me if Sagan was Jesus, with heaven and hell being his Musicart. You're the one who summoned the D2s. No shit. You've never actually seen. No. What does he say no to? Do you hate me, Lenny? No. I actually pity you. You've never actually seen the light. What light? The light of Kenji Asahina? Yeah, what light? The light of music, perhaps? The light of music. Destiny glows, Titan glows. The light, love for music, the light of music. Am I onto something here? I think I might be. And Titan materializes 3 more shotguns. And that's animated on once. And I guess with each pump, with each case flying out, the attack gets charged. Triumphal! I love this shot. The effect on her eyes in this single frame. the blood just being ripped off from her face, and all the. Didn't she have like markings on her face? No. No, she did not. Heaven has markings around her eyes, Titan doesn't. Yeah, she only had like those streams of blood, but now she doesn't. And yeah, unlimited shotgun works. I'll guess a screenshot. And that's a huge blast. Heaven sacrifices herself seemingly to save Hell. Here, I thought that Sagan is gonna do something like tell Hell to leave Heaven behind, that it's only Hell's powers that really matter, that Heaven is disposable, that he can get a new Musicart at any moment, and it will like trigger something within Hell. That she will realize that, hey, Sagan doesn't really care about us. Are we the bodies? But no. Yeah, Hell just carries unconscious Heaven out of there and they just retreat. For some reason, they just retreat. Why? I don't know. I don't know. Sagan is a psycho. That's why they retreat. I have no fucking clue. Sagan is not a rational villain, so he doesn't do the rational thing. Like, he could snap Takt's neck with his bare hands if he wanted to. Hell has her, like, blade shoes. Just behead him. No. No, he decides to fight them to the death. Midway through, he does decide to kill Takt because Heaven is keeping him, like, shooting him almost. If not for Lenny, she would have shot him. But now Sagan is like, nah, nah, it's fine actually. It's sure you keep on living. I look forward to hearing from you. It's not like it's gonna come back and bite me in the ass in 2 episodes. uh, Lenny is dead. He swore that he will create a world in which Tact can play to his heart's content. Yeah. Tact is writing a song. You're my mentor. And we have a symbolic Lenny going with Kenji Asahina to the afterlife. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I realized that this episode was supposed to be like super emotional and that we should care about Lenny's death. But I somehow can't find myself doing that. Something didn't land here for me. I'm not sure what exactly. I guess perhaps Sagan didn't land for me. Him as a villain doesn't really work for me. I mean, I see how he works as a villain in World, but he's not the kind of villain that I enjoy. So perhaps that didn't land. Uh, the fact that we still don't have answers also probably irritates me a fair bit. I really was expecting some answers here, but we didn't get any. Besides the confirmation that yes, it was Sagan that was summoning the D2s, we didn't really get anything. And the last episode kinda promised that we will learn the truth, and we didn't. And I'm slowly but surely growing more and more frustrated at the lack of answers here. I think that might have played a role in why this episode didn't really land for me all that well. Uh, of course, the irrationality of the villains, that would be another thing. Yeah, I'm not sure if I love this episode, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm not sure if I do. I can see what they were going for here, right? Lenny's death was supposed to be this like big thing here that marks the last chapter in the series. Now Takt grabs some of Lenny's blood, smears it on his face, and goes to war. That kind of deal. But somehow it doesn't feel that emotional to me. Perhaps because they didn't really have the time to develop Lenny's and Takt's relationship as a teacher and a student, really. We had some moments in like singular episodes. There wasn't even like a full episode dedicated to them. It was always a fragment of an episode where Lenny would teach something to Tact. And then he would ride off into the sunset, throwing some vague dialogue behind him that we know is supposed to mean something, but what does it mean? Fuck if I know. So him suddenly being this super like emotional person for Tact doesn't quite land. Hmm. Like the fights were cool and all, and I can appreciate what they were going for. Absolutely. But it always feels kind of cheap when they establish a character that we are supposed to care about, and they establish why are we supposed to care about them in the exact same episode that this character dies. And that kind of happens here, I noticed. We get those flashbacks to Lenny being so dedicated to Kenji, being such a good guy, meeting Titan and them laughing together and sleeping together in some cave somewhere and eating pancakes and whatnot. Look, 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 wouldn't it be sad if Lenny died? And then Lenny dies. Whoop de doo. Hmm. I think I think Sagan is the most irritating thing out of this whole episode, honestly. Despite all, Sagan and his seemingly lack of any concrete motivation. That's what irks me here. I could get over Lenny being shown as this great person and then being killed off. I can get over that. But I can't get over this seemingly like sly and scheming villain who was using all the pawns and is doing something behind the scenes, uh, driving Schindler where he wants him to be driven, but Schindler doesn't realize it, and he's the puppet master and whatnot. And here he's like, "Oh, you sing us such a pretty song. I will spare you. I want to hear your music again." Such a bad trope. It's such a bad trope when a villain lets the main character die, lets the main character live because they want to fight them again, or because they want to see them grow, or something like that. I don't like this kind of hubris in villains. I'd rather they are pragmatic. Honestly, I would much rather see Deus Ex Machina save Takt here. I would much rather see Deus Ex Machina, honestly. Takt going into rage mode, being completely corrupted, completely red, turning into a raging D2 or something and wiping them out. Valkyr magically appearing out of thin air, creating a contract with Takt, and being superpowered, becoming superpowered because of Takt's love for music and saving them. Sagan just walking away, very anticlimactic. I could understand it if Heaven was actually like hurt the way she was, and Tact and Lenny were still kicking. I could understand Sagan retreating, and I could understand Tact and Lenny deciding to not pursue. Absolutely. But Lenny is dying. Destiny is in her human form. Tact is dying. Titan is too distressed after Lenny dying. Why are you retreating? Besides the vague, "I want to hear your music again," or whatever the fuck it was that he said. Hmm. I guess we'll have to see how it ends, right? In episode 11 and 12. I'm curious. I'm curious. I'm hopeful that we will get some answers, but I'm not really expecting that, if it makes any sense. I expect episode 11, something happens to Anna's sister. Episode 12, we rush into the Symphonica to help Anna's sister and kill Sagan and bring end to it all. Or something along those lines. Or perhaps Symphonica will stay a constant threat because they need a villain for the gacha. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I've been rambling for far too long. An hour and 9 minutes already. I think it's time to end this here because I will just keep repeating myself and nobody wants to hear that. So, let me know what you thought of this episode, what you thought of my reaction down in the comments. What do you think is gonna happen next? Because I honestly don't know. What are your thoughts on Sagan? Because honestly, I think I preferred Schindler being the main villain, working under Sagan's nose, than what we have now. Honestly, Schindler was a better villain than Sagan is. Schindler at least had a motivation, right? He was a megalomaniac. He had a savior complex. He had a motivation. Sagan doesn't. Sagan is just weird, and not in a good sense. But tell me what you think about it in the comments down below. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe if you want to be notified of my future releases. It's not only Takt of Destiny, but also Princess Principal, which will be releasing tomorrow. Tsukitalaga to Nosferatu, which released yesterday, and Sahet and Paladin, which releases on Sundays. And links to the playlist will be in the corner in the card things, the eye icon in the top right corner for you. If you really like what I'm doing and you want to support me, perhaps you want to fund a new camera for me or something like that because I'm still using my phone. You can support me on Patreon. Link is down in the description. For just $1 a month, you get access to my Discord server. For $10, you get early access to non-seasonal shows. That is Princess Principally in this season. In the next season, I might do more non-seasonals. So we'll see about that. We still have 2 episodes of pretty much every series that I'm covering left. So everything remains to be seen. Yeah, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Cheers. My mouth is parched. That's why I'm having trouble pronouncing words. I really need to drink something. See ya.